Hey guys, Karina here, coach and mentor for highly sensitive people and creator of the program Synchronize Your Life. Welcome to this week's weekly wisdom video. And today's topic is all about highly sensitive people and their relationship with money. There's a reason why I'm bringing this topic up, of course. So the more I work with highly sensitive people, the more I see that money is often the last relationship that we want to explore. Why? Because so many of us believe that money is not important. Money is the root of all evil. Money can't buy happiness. What else? We don't really need money. So these are actually all things, ideas, beliefs that I started to uproot recently because I realized that there's so much that is holding me back from receiving the money that I am asking for. So there's one thing to say, I want to travel around the world, or I want to go to Thailand or Australia. So this is for my high sensation seekers, okay? And yes, there's a way to do it for a little bit of money. I've done that before. My husband and I actually went to Hawaii back in 2010 for 3 months with very little money. Basically, we booked our flight and we got a hostel to start, but we did some camping, and then we ended up woofing, which is where you volunteer on a farm for a period of time. You connect with a farm owner. Woofing stands for Worldwide Opportunity on Organic Farms, or at least that's what it stood for in 2010, so maybe that name has changed. But, there are ways to travel for very little bit of money. And I've also known that for myself, just the lifestyle that I live, there are certain things that I don't really need a lot of money for. I consider myself a minimalist, so I don't really need to buy fancy cars, fancy shoes, fancy clothes. As I've, really started to explore my relationship with money, not to say that I don't like buying clothes. I definitely need some warm clothes in the winter and some loose clothes in the summer. But I never really considered myself someone who needed a lot of stuff. And I see that often with highly sensitive people. Okay, not everyone, but I do see that there's a judgment around being superficial or around having too much stuff. And living in the world that we live in, I get it. Of course, we do as a society have so much stuff. But the thing is that sometimes we go from one extreme to the other. Sometimes we go from one extreme of saying, I don't want all this stuff, to then not having any stuff. And then realizing, wow, I'm actually more dependent on other people more than I'd like to. So part of the story that I've been really working to shift over the last 4 or 5 years is my relationship with money. And basically, for all of these years, I've carried these beliefs that money wasn't important, or I don't really need money to be happy. But I had to have a little bit of an awakening happen for me to realize that the things that maybe I wasn't paying for, but maybe a family member was, or my boyfriend, now husband, was, those are experiences, those are things that required money. And I was so disconnected from that. Right? So whether we were taking a trip somewhere, or whether we were going on a car ride, or taking a ride somewhere, or even me starting my business, or even going to nutrition school originally, all of these things required money. Eating healthier requires money. Going to yoga can require money. Buying a yoga mat, going to a class, right? Getting a massage, things that I really needed to nourish myself as a highly sensitive person. I realized that there's so many things that do require money. And I had to realize that I needed to shift my relationship with money. Otherwise, I'm going to be financially dependent on other people for the rest of my life. See, the thing is that I so want to provide the world with amazingness, okay? I want everyone to have an abundance of everything that they want and need. But I know for me that if I wasn't able or willing to lead the way and to show myself that I value myself and I have ways to bring financial abundance into my life, to have the experiences that I desire, then it's going to be really hard for me to share that with other people. So yes, behind the scenes, I have been working on this. I have been working on my relationship with money. And how did I do that? Well, honestly, the truth is that for sometimes I dabble in it. I say, okay, I'm gonna work on relationship with money. And I'd go all in for a couple weeks and then I'd back out. I'm like, okay, I'm good. Literally, I say, I'm good. I think I got it, right? But the thing is that there are more layers. And honestly, there's probably a fear that if I pull back more layers, I'd have to expose other beliefs that have been around for a really, really long time. So especially the one that money can't buy happiness, or money doesn't make you happy. Well, I will say that money can make you feel comfortable, right? And it can help you have experiences and opportunities for growth, such as going to retreats or working with a life coach, or even for me, starting a meetup group, okay? Or having the internet so that I can make these videos, or having an iPhone so that you guys can see me clearly, okay? All of these things require money, and we can't escape that. And that's a reality that we have to accept, that we live in a world of money. And I hear this all the time, that highly sensitive people wish that money didn't exist, or that we'd go back to a barter society. But the more we try to run away from this, the less we are looking at what it is that really needs to shift, and that is your relationship with money. So what I invite you to do today is to really do a reality check with yourself. Ask yourself, what is my relationship with money right now? When I think of money, how do I feel? Okay, and what do you believe about money? Start writing all of these questions down and let yourself, over the next week or so, journal about them, pulling out different ideas and memories from your past, right? So I actually have a memory from when I was younger that I was with my best friend at the time at the supermarket, who was a bully to me. And we were at the supermarket with her mom, and we were at the cash register, and the lady said credit or debit. And I said, what's debit? Like, I knew what credit was, I think, but I was like, what's debit? And my friend looks at me all snottily, and she said, you don't know what debit is? What are you, poor? And like, I literally froze. I must have been like, I don't know, 9 years old. So I don't know, like, I froze. I didn't have anything to say. And I actually looked at her mom, waiting for her to say something to her daughter, to be like, oh, don't say that, or oh, like, just to explain it to me. But her mom didn't say anything. Her mom just pretended like she didn't hear the situation. And I remember my face turned bright red as we walked out the store. I remember us walking towards the car and really asking myself, am I poor? Am I poor because I don't know what it means to know, what debit is? So that was probably one of my first memories of shame around money. Shame around not having the knowledge around money. And to be honest, that memory right there is what has probably made me want to look the other cheek every single time that numbers came up, or money, the conversation around money came up, or investing, or savings. So, it's just so interesting how things, these memories, these little incidences that happen can so influence the way that you show up in the world, the things that you push aside and that you avoid. And thankfully, I have this memory to remind myself that, yes, I was 9 years old, and yes, my family did not talk to me about money, and yes, when I have kids one day, I will talk to my kids about money, and I will teach them about how our money system works, because I do believe that the reason why people don't like money, or they don't have a lot of money, is because they do not understand the money system that we have in this country and in this world. And I do know that there are people who, who are going to watch this and say that the money system that we have is corrupt. And, maybe that's true, but also the money system that we have allows for infinite abundance. So you can't really deny that. So actually, money is available, infinite abundance, financial abundance is available to everyone. But the thing is that not everyone truly wants it. And not everyone wants it because of all these memories that they had, and all this shame that they have, and all this fear that they have, and all these limiting beliefs that they have around money. So are you starting to see maybe a little bit around why it's important to look at your relationship with money? And I say relationship with money because your relationship with money is very similar to an intimate relationship. You have a very intimate relationship with money, whether you know it or not. So maybe you'll feel like you're never enough, right? Like money, never have enough of you, okay? Or you're not around when I need you to be, right? We're just constantly shitting on money. So no wonder why, it's like money just kind of starts to walk away from us. And we stop having this trust with money that it's going to be there for us when we need it, right? And then we start to see the world as limitation and scarcity, that it's hard to make money, and there's only a little bit, and only a certain population gets all the money. But honestly, what I truly know is that that small population that has access to all the money, it's because their families are the one that started the money system that we have in our country and our society. Except it wasn't really taught to everyone else. So what you can do is use the books, use the resources online, find ways to educate yourself about money, find ways to develop your awareness around yourself and also around the systems that are in place so that you can develop the wealth that you desire, if you desire it. Okay, so, and also just recently I was talking to one of my community mastermind members about the balance with money. So if you're gonna have the money that you need for your rent, your food, your bills, like your electric and your phone, right? Appreciate those things first. Appreciate the foundation of all the things that you're putting this money towards, because what you appreciate appreciates, right? What you appreciate appreciates. That's all about building from your foundation. And then from there, allow yourself to have space for saving. Even if you're saving $10 a month, okay? And not just saving for nothing, right? I feel like I'm like, oh, what am I gonna save for? You can have a fun savings account, so a fun funds account, and then you can have an investment account where you're putting it into some sort of IRA or some sort of an investment account that's gonna make money for you. So savings accounts, when you put them in there and they have a percentage that you get back, literally your money's making money for you. You're not doing anything, it's just sitting in there. Okay, but none of this stuff I knew before my husband started educating himself about money, started teaching me, and then I started reading books about money. And over the years, this knowledge is starting to develop. And I want you to come along this journey with me. I want you to develop your relationship with money just as much as I am. So if this is something that you would like to learn more about, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, because I am considering doing a 21-day, so every year I want to do a 21-day challenge. So last summer I did Feel Lighter in 21 days. So for 2018, I'm thinking about doing a 21-day, I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but something around the abundant, highly sensitive leader. Because I truly believe that as leaders, as highly sensitive leaders, if we want to help the world, we're going to need the money to do it. We're going to need the funds. We're going to need to take care of ourselves and show up consistently. We're going to need to know how to ask for investors to help our vision come to life. Money is going to be the driving force. It's going to help things come to life. And that is something that you can do for this world. That is something good that you can do with money. Not all money is bad. Money is a tool. It's all about what you decide to do with it. So, this is something that you'd like to do with me in 2018. Again, give me a thumbs up. I'm seeing some thumbs up, some likes, so really glad to see there are some people on with me. So just want to say hi to a couple people. So hi Maxim, hi Carolina, hi Neil. So Neil said, whoa, crazy synchronicity. I just started a new book last night called The Soul of Money. Neil, I heard of that book, and I have not dived into it, so glad to hear that you're reading it. I'd love to talk with you more about it. Neil's my cousin, by the way, so love that my family is growing with me, right? We're all growing together. Some other books are Money, A Love Story by Kate Northrup. That's another one that I dove into. Divine Compensation by Marianne Williamson. The Abundance book by John Randolph Price. Okay, so there are so many books out there that have so much wisdom, and there's money books on spirituality, so like the energy of money, and then there's investing books on the actual tangibles and the systems around our money system. So don't let yourself heavily, maybe start with one area, but just know that have that balance, right? So again, have the savings fund for the fun and have the savings fund for the savings for your investment for when you retire or for saving up for an investment property that's going to make money for you, right? There's so much that can happen with money. So let yourself have fun with it, okay? Let's have fun with money and let's start to change our relationship with money. All right, so I have a sense that this is not going to be my last money video, but I just want to say thank you all so much for being here. If you'd like to start diving into your relationship with money and peeling back the limiting beliefs, the stories, the old memories, the shame, the fear, all of that stuff, and you'd like to do it with a partner, okay? You'd like to have a guide by your side, then fill out a clarity session form. I'll leave a comment. I'll leave it in the comments depending on where you're looking at this, or the link is over here for a clarity session form so that we can connect and we can start to peel back the layers on your money story and see how you can become an abundant, highly sensitive leader. Okay, looking forward to connecting with you. In the clarity session, we can talk about the ways that I work with people. There's no attachment to work together if it's not a match, but again, we won't know unless we have that conversation. All right, again, thank you so much for being here. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you're up to in regards to money, what's going on with your relationship with money, and let's definitely continue this conversation. All right, have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.